beginning there. It's Friday. It's a rewatchers council. That means we're going to talk Angel. It's been a little minute.
Yes,
It
it
has
has.
it has been, let's just say, an odd summer. To get anything kind of done here, a little technical miscues. You can't fault some people for working either. I can tell you that. And just you
Oh,
know,
Rob, I'll be right back.
I knew it. I knew it. As soon as we are going to start, it was going to happen, guys. Welcome back to the program. Talk some good old Angel. Now, we're going to be talking about season 3, episode 6. That's Billy. Oh, Billy. Now, last time we were talking Fredless. Fredless, of course, one of the more feel good episodes you're going to get of Angel, for goodness sakes. You know, we meet her lovely and adorable parents. We're talking about Fred. Everybody seems to have a bit of a
Sorry,
happy ending. And
the
that's
wife
fine.
called. The wife called.
Oh, the old ball and chain. Now, I was informing everybody, I was reminding them that when we last spoke,
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about Fredless and how, everybody was so happy go lucky.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lovely, feel good episode. This isn't, I wouldn't
No,
say that this is a happy go lucky
it is.
episode.
It is dark and
No.
demented.
Okay, so original air date for this sucker was October 29th of the good year 2001. It was written by Tim Minear
Hey,
and,
Tim.
and Jeffrey Bell. Now, Tim Minear's last one was that old gang of mine, which is not a spectacular episode.
Mm.
Jeffrey Bell, his last one he wrote was That Vision Thing, which featured everything that happened in this. This is basically the sequel
Mm-hmm.
to That Vision Thing, just a couple episodes removed. Directed by David Grossman. The last one he did for Angel was The Shroud of Ramon, which goes back a little ways. It goes
Yeah,
back
man. Yeah,
a
yeah,
little heist episode. Now,
yeah.
let's do a couple guest starlers quickly here. Justin Shelton is Billy Blim. And also, we have to get into this name. Okay, so they make the Blims to be like the political dynasty family.
The Kennedys.
They're the Kennedys of
But
the Angel
mhm.
verse here. What kind of a name is Blim?
Sounds about right.
Blim,
I've, I've I've
Blim.
I've heard worse.
Would you hold a name like Billy Blim up with any kind of respect?
No, Billy Blim. No, like Donald Blim. Ooh, I don't
I think it's
know.
worse. I think it's worse.
Okay.
Craig, Craig Blim.
No,
What
you
a
don't
name.
like. No, you don't. Yeah, you don't use Craig. You like.
Does not roll off the tongue.
I know a political family who has a son named Tag, so like it's all right.
I One of my neighbors was a kid
With
named
two
Tag.
G's, it's
Yeah,
Tagg.
I think mine was like T like Teague. I think it was
Yes,
just called
that's Teague.
Tag.
That's
Yeah,
Teague.
but
I'm
we
talking
all
about
called him
Tag.
Tag. Yeah, his name was
Tag.
Tag. Like we never called him
Wait, T.
Teague.
Wait, you said his name was
Yeah,
Teag.
it was spelled that way, but his name was everyone called him Tag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, the
Believe
person
me.
I'm talking about spells is Tagg. Tag, as in Tag Romney. Shout to the Romneys.
First time shout out to the Romneys
Uh,
here on the Rewatchers Council, as far as I
mm,
can remember. Now, yeah, before he goes on to direct and write his own little smaller projects, but he also
mm.
appeared in The Aviator, Little
Ooh.
Miss Sunshine. He was in
Oh.
Without a Trace.
Mm.
Where's I know probably one of your all-time favorites, and he was also in an episode of that new Fallout program they
Oh.
have
Billy Blim
over
was in Fallout. Okay.
Billy Blim. Yeah, memorable Billy Blim. Now, Christopher Plafa plays Billy's cousin. He's been doing a bunch of Hallmark movies, so he's probably spent some time
He probably loves Vancouver.
here. I was gonna say Winnipeg. Winnipeg. There's
Winnipeg.
so many of these goddamn things. A lot of Landman.
Nice.
So he's still going around. He was also in Jurassic World.
Mm.
Never seen a single Jurassic movie ever. Oh, Jurassic World Dominion. He was in. I don't want people pushing each other out of the way to watch Jurassic World and be upset that you didn't see him in there. He's in Jurassic World Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. He was also in one of my least favorited television shows I've ever watched, and I've saw every episode, so I think I can. It's fair to say it's one of the worst, probably the worst thing I've ever seen. Designated Survivor.
Oh.
He was in 4 episodes of Castle. He was also in a Bones ep. Reuniting, getting the band back together. This time, Bones, CSI Miami, Without a Trace, all your favorites, and Only Sunny. It's an Only Sunny episode. So there you go. Well rounded.
Yes.
Thing for the senators or congressman's nephew or whatever the hell they are, son, family member, part of the Blim Co.
I think he's the direct son of the congressman.
Yeah, he's one of the Blimpies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Okay, just go through this thing quick. Just some few points here. One, now it starts off with Angel and Cordelia. He's teaching her some sword moves, just in case she wants to know, like, if Angel isn't there to save him, you feel bad about that. But yeah, if I have to save myself from you, it's like, yep, good point. Now, I was impressed that she was able to use her cheerleading skills to good use.
Yes,
and she's got those sword moves down.
She's an athlete.
A natural swordswoman.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, she's like, she's pretty good with the old sword there. Now,
she's got to pick up some things over the last 8 years from high school to now, or 6 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, she can't be the one just getting headaches all the time. And she finally gets one. Mm-hmm. This episode is these, the powers that be are, don't use her very often. It seems they seem to forget about her. Now, we'll get into that in 1 second because we're going to see Billy. So this episode is for all those people that thought, what happened to that monster, that absolute monster that was had to be, given their own private cell in hell or something like that.
Right back, Rob.
Sure. The guy has his own cell in hell, it's looking like, or some hell dimension. Has an incredibly nice, guard there. Said, no. The Angel goes down there to try and get him out, because they've kidnapped Cordelia here. It's all the whole thing. He's like, can't just take this guy. He's here for good reason. And he's like, yeah, I know. But, I'm going to have to kill you so I can set this absolute monster free. So you're thinking, okay, this is going to be one of the worst demons ever. Turns out, it's just a guy who is half demon. Mind you, he's half demon. But he's going to be, just looking like a regular fella. Regular guy. They make a switch over, almost a Brittany Griner-esque switch. When you're considering you're trading Cordelia for a half demon, turns out to be awful monster. Almost like he's the Lord of War or whatever it was. So, turns out this guy has powers that it makes him almost a puppet master in a way. Like, it's another kind of episode where something seems to take over a person, and may not be responsible for their actions, even if it seems like maybe they're trying to admit or say in some parts of this episode that may have been what was in their hearts already, which is crazy. Now, I want to say this about this episode. I'm glad we got to sit on this episode for a while, and I had to watch it because recently I couldn't care for it. Couldn't care for it at all. Not a fan of it. The more I saw it, the more I could appreciate things. Like there's some character work here that's done that's very good. There's some things that if they would have made one other choice or whatever, I think this episode really goes off the rails. But you don't want to give excuses for spousal abuse being that the devil made me do it. I'd say it's not a great goddamn look to give anybody. He says, "Oh no, the devil is in me. That's why I beat my wife to death." Like the first vision, Cordy sees a man's been married to his wife forever, beats her to death in a convenience store, for God's sakes. Anyways, speaking of beating people, Gavin shows up, at the same time when they found Billy and stuff like that. The congressman is very pleased to get his nephew back here. Nephew, for God's sakes. Anyways, so they're gonna take him out, and Gavin's gonna try and take the blame for it, or take the credit for it, I guess, not the blame. So he's like, yeah, all right. And Lila says, hey, you didn't do but two things, and that's jack shit. He says, well, you can't talk to me like that. And Gavin beats her unmercifully. It is a pretty shocking scene, especially just to get the episode started and stuff like that. And, Lila may be a monster, but yeah, no one deserves, and you don't deserve to see something like that, especially from an underling. How does is there no HR at Wolfram and Hart? You would imagine they'd be pretty upset by something like this, or is this just kill and be killed? Or this is what they sign up for, I guess. Quick over to the hotel, and we finally see that Wesley is going to admit to having some feelings for Fred, which is a beginning of a nice story. Now, the fact that it starts here, not great. So there's nowhere to go but up when it comes to the two of them and what may or may not happen going forward. But it's nice to know, like, this is where that kind of story is going to start going and stuff like that. Yeah, we're going to see that, find out that Cordy and Lila have never met, which is something that I found odd as well, considering how close those two are in attitude. They're both bosses, you know what I mean? They have an argument. Like, it's going to come down when Cordy gets the vision and stuff like that. They got to go do this. She's got to go talk to Lila eventually. That argument they have, especially about the shoes, that is primo Cordelia Chase stuff right there, and it makes you really respect Lila as well. I really like that part. Speaking of stuff I like, I guess the licensing is a little different there, and it probably costs a lot more today, but they got Gorillaz' Clint Eastwood playing at the little Blim family. I don't know if that's the compound. Maybe it's almost like a clubhouse there, something like that they have downtown, but Angel is going to walk right into this place and stuff like that. It doesn't seem like, or Billy's going to go into this place. He's going to talk to his family members. They all know. It doesn't seem like any of them have any half-demonness to them, but they're more than aware. Billy and how to be wary of him. And we're going to find out from his cousin, I'm supposing, that they have a way of knowing what to do with Billy. You know, he says if you need money, you leave it for him. You never let him touch him. You never let him around women or pets. What's he do to pets? bananas. Anyways, now we're gonna see, you know, Angel and Westman tracing them. Like Angel does a little superheroing in this episode as well. When this is when he goes up and finds uh, uh, when he goes over to the Blim, I guess, family compound, and he leaps the gate. And that's something you haven't seen from Angel in a little while. I think keep forgetting that he has all these superhero esque powers, and not like in the beginning of the series when he was basically a Batman kind of fella. You know what I mean? Now he's jumping gates like he's Buffy, which is pretty cool. He just busts right in. He's like he's unsurprised that he could do this and stuff like that. Goes into the compound, and Billy's like, "Yeah, I think I'm a little even more human than you are." I think it's about a 50-50. You know, if Billy's a half demon, uh, Angel, I guess Angel has a demon inside him. The body's supposed to be human, even though it's been alive for 240 years. Maybe Billy's right, actually. Maybe as horrible as he is, Billy may have been a little bit more monster. But anyways, Billy had already called the cops, it seems, because they show up real fast to take him to jail for all this murderousness that's been going around. He ends up getting the male cop to turn on the female cop while they're driving, mind you, and he escapes. So uh, Angel's going to make it over to the compound. This is where he has the interaction with the cousin. It's like invites him in straight away, even though he's already said, like, I'm here to kill your cousins. Oh yeah, come in. And, like, I get it. You're the vampire. He finds out, and he tells him that basically Cordelia was here and said he'd come, a melodramatic fellow would be showing up. And again, we get a great scene with the Boreanaz going, she thinks I'm melodramatic. Every time there's a little bruise to Angel's ego, I think that's pretty funny. Anyways, so he's going to be kind of surprised when the cousin says, yeah, please, kill my cousin. I think that would be well worth it. It'd be a big deal for you just to kill him. I'd be fine with it. So it's like, okay, I'm going to take off and see what I can do about that. Now, we're going to talk about, now that Ferris is back, we're going to talk about Wesley. Wesley, well, they're tracking Billy down. They come in contact with some of the blood. And they have to make sure to mention it earlier. I believe it was Lila that says you can, like, the effect of the blood works differently on different men. So it can take a lot longer for the effects to start happening. The effects start happening for Wes when he's alone with Fred. A lot of what happens with Wes and Fred is concerning, of course, but I will say it's an incredible job of acting by Alexis Denisof. Probably the best stuff that he's done since he's taken over this character. Very chilling. The whole thing turns out to be almost shining like, especially, well, you're gonna think so. They're in an empty hotel, and he's running around chasing her with an axe.
Exactly, and then he starts destroying the door with an axe.
Yeah.
While
Mm-hmm.
the sidekick trying to save her is a black bald man who ends up getting severely hurt.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say he's psychic. I wouldn't say Gunn is psychic at all.
No, not a psychic. Like, well, no, but I don't think Scatman Carruthers is a psychic either. I think he's just.
Doesn't he have the Shining?
No, yeah, no, but he's not a psychic. He went like he was gone for the winter. Then he came back and investigated to be like, what's going on? Just like Gunn.
Yep.
It's the Shining, bro. It's the Shining, man. It was just right out of the Shining.
Good stuff here from Gunn as well. Realizing what's going on. It's like You're
Hit
gonna
me.
want this. You're gonna want this table leg.
Hmm.
And then when you could when he could be like Gun, and then he could turn into that monstrous version of Gun. That's good stuff every time. And you could when she takes those whacks at him with the table. That's a huge table leg, by the way.
Hmm.
I don't know where they found a table leg just lying around that was that big. You know what I mean? Yeah, she does a real convincing job looking like she's hammering poor J. August Richards with this bloody table leg. Anyways, couple of whacks, and Gun is good and knocked out. Um,
Hmm.
oh, like but even before that, just when Wesley slaps her. Yeah, like I think the blood. If your blood doesn't boil, seeing that happen, I don't know. You're probably a worse monster than Billy Blim,
Hmm.
for goodness sakes. Okay, now he's like, okay, she's gonna. We're going back to the last episode, Fred. You figure out that she's pretty good at doing the old mousetrap stuff. You remember those old
Hmm.
mousetrap board games? She seems to have done this one up pretty quick, but it seems to be just there was a hole in the floor. She did the old disguise it with a carpet thing, and then rigged a swinging fire extinguisher as well, and just in the right spot too. So that's
Well,
got the
wasn't
mathematics and
she?
stuff.
Yeah, well, she's a science. She was a scientist
Yeah,
before
yeah,
she got. Yeah, so it's all mathematics and geometry and Home Alone.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's perfectly fine. Like
perfect.
all this stuff makes sense for her. It's like, yeah, great. She can do mousetraps, and also, she had to, she's by herself in Pilea for 5 years. You'd figure she'd have to figure out some stuff. Maybe she's had to deal with blue dudes or green dudes like this before. You never know. You
Hmm.
never know. She didn't want to go into it at the time. So, knocks out Wesley. And of course, I like the old staring over him through the pit or whatever, just to make sure he isn't getting up right away. Thinking
Hmm.
as well, good for you. Now, it all culminates on a tarmac in Los Angeles. I guess I'm imagining it's a
Like it always does. Like it always does.
private airfield, just like
Hmm.
Casablanca.
Yeah.
Uh, Cordy's gonna get to Billy first.
Hmm.
She's got the crossbow and a little stunner with her. She hits the stunner first, right in the I would say a sensitive area for most people. I imagine for Billy as well because he drops pretty quick. And then she's got this the hand crossbow, which is
Hmm.
pretty convenient. I do like how she brought up the fact that she is aware of the irony of the phallic weapon she's holding as well. When Angel swoops in to stop her from doing this, and then he's gonna fight her, or he's gonna end up fighting Billy, you get pretty disappointed quick,
Hmm.
considering this is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe. The entire thing is built around the last girl being the one to be the hero and stuff like that, and you don't need the guy swooping in at the end and stuff like that. So you get concerned that, oh great, it's just going to be Angel doing this, and then wouldn't you know it, even though she said, unlike Lindsay, she isn't going to be the one flip flopping at the
Hmm.
end. It's Lila that comes in and finishes the job here. Shoots him a couple of times.
There's
That's it.
something bigger. There's something bigger.
Yeah, shoots him a couple of times.
Hmm.
Doesn't even say a damn word. Just does the business. Shoots him.
Hmm.
Gets the hell out of there.
She must,
Uh,
she hates Daniel Day Kim's character. I forgot his name. Um,
Gavin. It's Gavin.
Gavin. She hates Gavin, but she knew Gavin didn't do that to her. She knew it was
Hmm.
Billy. So she was like, it's personal. I don't care.
I think she really took what Cordelia said to her to heart.
That too.
It's like, she's no boss bitch is gonna let anything like this happen to her and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like, she's like, wait, I'm head of this demon lawyer company. Like,
Hmm.
boss bitch, this girl's works for vampire, for God's sakes. I can't let her be
Hmm.
the showing me up, especially
Yep.
with these. They did something with the shoes, the toe of the shoe, for God's sakes, and she didn't even
Shoes.
know.
The
And
shoes.
the fall collection. You know what I
You
mean?
know it. Yeah.
So, yep. So good. Lila stepping in to take care of Billy, and also Billy. They make they make a huge deal. They like I said, they trade Brittany Griner style
Hmm.
Cordy for this monster that he has to kill this perfectly lovely guard for poor
Hmm.
Angel.
Guard seemed was a nice. The guard seemed like a
He
nice
was
person.
he was a terrific
Yeah, but
person.
he
I would
also
say.
knew with Angel, he was like, it's the game. We got to kill
So
each other.
we gotta do this. Is gonna happen. It's like
Yeah,
it's rotten, but
yeah.
now uh,
Chalk it up to the game.
they have this is a big deal. That he's gone hell. He's stolen this guy. He's there
Hmm.
for an episode. He's there for an episode,
Yeah.
and it's Lila that kills him right away. It's like all right. So
So then,
we
yeah,
have
that's the thing. That's the thing that pisses me off about some of these shows is like you made such a big deal of like he was in a firebox and
this
they
is it.
wanted to get him out of the firebox and they steal Cordelia because of it, and then he has one episode and then it was over.
He was in his own cell, guarded with under guard the entire time in a hell dimension, and yeah, he's there for an episode.
Like
Ends up
it, I thought.
responsible for like 6 or 7 deaths, but still.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be like a full season villain, like a Catch Me If You Can type thing, and he's like chasing Billy around and you know killing him. Right? It's like what the Flash did. You know the TV show The Flash. They would have like a villain of the week,
But they would
but then
always
they
be
would have
hacked.
no. Well, yeah, and then but they'll all be like, but there's like an arching over villain that gets
Yeah.
got in the end of the season.
Hmm.
I thought that's what Billy was gonna be,
Yeah.
but no, he was just like he was
It's
just
the
like,
big bad, and I'm pretty sure it got popularized by a certain show called Buffy the
mm,
Vampire Slayer.
yeah,
Yeah. It's basically it could have been the mayor. It could have been
yeah.
could have been
Yeah,
anything like that.
your main show literally did that. Like every week, Buffy had an issue with somebody, right?
Hmm.
But the overarching was the mayor, and then before the mayor, it was like, oh, then there's Adam, then there's always somebody there,
Don't forget Angel. Don't
Angel,
forget the Master.
and the Master.
Glory.
Yeah,
We're doing season 6, so we don't want to say who the big bad is because somebody
mm-hmm,
hasn't watched the entire thing. And then season 7.
mm-hmm,
Guess what? There is big bad
yep,
throughout the whole thing. So yes, it could have been. It could have been, but no, it was just an episode. So before the episode ends, though, we get this again a great scene. Fred wanting to talk Wesley, trying to assure him, that wasn't him that did it, and so he isn't too sure about that. When he breaks down sobbing at the end when she listens to him from behind the door, fantastic way to end that episode. Where you can feel the guilt in Wesley because of everything that happened. Terrific stuff there. So that ends Billy. But you were talking
yeah,
about, and I think and to your credit, they may have forgotten about some villains and stuff because in the beginning of this season, you would take a look around. And you're like, wait a minute, Darla's back. What's up with Darla? Wait a
mm-hmm,
minute. Darla's pregnant. Oh well, we won't remember anything about that. We got to do these other things. We got Fred's
mm-hmm.
parents. We got Billy. Blah 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 blah. Well, the next episode is called Offspring. Darla's
Self-explanatory.
Darla's back.
Yes.
Not only Darla though, somebody else from Angel's past may be returning as well. They love to bring him back.
Mm-hmm.
They love to bring him back, even though if maybe this other guy is only a character we've only heard about a little bit, seen once, I think, like that in Angel. But here we go. This is where the big overlying arc, I believe, of this season starts. It's with Offspring. We'll talk about that next time on the Angel edition our Free Watchers Council. Ferris, you've been doing quite a bit around the good old network as a whole. You've already hosted one show today.
Mm-hmm.
And this show, you're not done. You got more to do just tonight. Why don't you tell people what you're up to?
4:30, we're doing the last play-by-play preseason game. It's the Giants, it's the Jets at 4:30. And then after that, Cowboys play at 5. Me and Caleb were doing a post game show talking about the last preseason games, who makes it, who doesn't make it, what's the roster battles, and what's going on on the gridiron. On our sister channel, Good Friends, Better Rivals, we're at 570 subscribers. We're 30 away from 600. So share the link, share the subscriber. Really appreciate it.
Everyone, next week's a big week. Not only do we have Offspring, but Thursday, on the flagship Buffy the Vampire Slayer Rewatchers Council, this coming Thursday.
I don't know if I'm gonna be there, Rob.
Are we okay? Let's just say this: the next time,
yes,
we broadcast a Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode right here, post credits. Once more with feeling. Now, let's say maybe the last real flagpole episode until the end of the series. So I can't wait to talk about that. Ferris, it's been a pleasure. Talk about Billy. Glad I talked through Billy. I'm glad it actually took a little bit to talk about it, because I think watching it a couple other times made me appreciate it more than I originally did, because I could have just lambasted this thing, after the first rewatch of it. So, they say time heals old wounds. Know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense in this context.
Yes.
And everyone, thank you for joining us. And in the immortal words of Congressman Blim, please like and subscribe. We'll see you all again the next time.